Very good morning, students. For this lecturing video session, I am going to solve a problem from the chapter Varignon theorem. Right, let me just read out the question and make you understand what are the details given here and what needs to be found out from this question. The three forces and couples shown in the figure are applied to an angle bracket. Find one resultant of this system of the forces, and the second one is locate the points where the line of action of the resultant intersects. So this is the diagram which is given here. This is given in mm. So the distance here is given in mm, and the three forces are here. Out of three, one is an inclined force, right? And a couple is acting here. Right. To find what needs to be found here, what needs to be found out from here. Say it is system, find the resultant of the system force, that is R, and locate the points where the line of action of the resultant intersects. That means we need to know the x and y coordinates. X and y coordinates we need to find it out. Solution. So here, look at here, this force is acting at an angle of 60 degree. So when you just convert this into two components, this horizontal component can be 125 cos 60 and its vertical, nearest vertical component could be 125 sin 60. Right. Here the unit of couple is given in Newton meter, therefore this distance need to be converted into meter. So as you know, 1 meter equal to 1000 mm, isn't it? 1 meter is equal to 1000 mm. Therefore 200 mm is equal to how many meters? Which can be divided by 1000, you will get 0.2 meter, and for this one 0.3 meter. If you just divide by 1000, you will get in the value in meters. Solution. First, what you have to find out here. So here the inclined force is acting here. Therefore, we will have to resolve the horizontal components and vertical components separately. So sum of horizontal forces equal to, here how many horizontal forces are there? Look at here, a force which is acting 200 Newton at point B. Right. So this can be considered as, it is pointing towards in the minus x direction. So it carry negative sign 200. Right. And look at here, the force which is acting in the positive x direction of magnitude 125 cos 60. Therefore, which will carry the positive sign plus 120 cos 60. Is there any horizontal forces are there? You should not take this as a force because this is a couple. This is already in the moment. Look at the unit Newton meter. Force is mentioned in Newton or kilonewton, isn't it? So this is already in couple, right? So when you just feed this value in your calculator, you will get roughly minus 137.5 Newton. So which can be written as 137.5, the negative sign, the Newton in negative sign. And I am going to resolve the vertical forces here. Sum of vertical forces equal to, how many vertical forces are there? Here the 50 Newton which is acting in the negative direction of 50. Right. And look at here, this vertical force which is acting vertically upwards of magnitude 125 sin 60. So plus 125 sin 60. If you just feed this value in your calculator, you will get roughly 58.26 Newton, which is in the positive direction, Got it? Next, magnitude of resultant. R is equal to root of summation h square plus summation b square. which is equal to, so summation H value is 137.5, 137.5 square. Summation V is 58.26 square within the root. If you just feed these values in your calculator, you will get the R value roughly 149.33 Newton. Got it? The unit of resultant would be in Newton because summation V and summation H are in Newton. Next, the direction. Direction of the resultant, which is nothing but the alpha. Alpha formula is tan inverse of summation V by summation H. Right? So now I am going to substitute those values. Tan inverse of summation V is 58.26 divided by summation H is 137.5. Here you will have to feed the positive value alone. You should not feed the negative value here. If you just feed all these values in your calculator, you will get the alpha value as 22.96 degree. Right. So in order to find the location of the resultant, we need to have the moment. So let me just take this point as O. I am going to take the moment about that point, so that these two forces will be eliminated because there is in origin there is no distance. Moment is nothing but the product of force and its perpendicular distance, isn't it? So taking moment about the point O. So sum of moment about O equal to, this becomes 0 because it doesn't have any perpendicular distance at point O, and this becomes 0 because this is acting in the origin, therefore there is no perpendicular distance. It has force but it doesn't have the perpendicular distance, isn't it? So let me just consider this force, which is 50 Newton, isn't it? 50 Newton is acting here. When you just apply the force, the moment will have the tendency to rotate the object in the anti-clockwise direction, which will have minus notation. So moment is nothing but force into its perpendicular distance. Force is 50 minus 50 because it is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. What about its perpendicular distance from the origin? If you just calculate this perpendicular distance, which is 0.3 meter, 300 mm, which is nothing but 0.3 meter into 0.3. Right? Let me just consider this one. This couple which is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction of magnitude 8 Newton meter. So when it is in anti-clockwise direction, so we'll have to just put the minus sign here. So sign conversion should be of minus. Let me just move to the point B, wherein a force of 200 Newton which is acting here. If you just keep here, if this is applied, the force is applied which tends to move in the clockwise direction. So therefore which will have positive sign. 200 into its perpendicular distance to the origin. So if you perpendicular distance. So the perpendicular distance from the origin is 200 mm, which is nothing but 0.2 meter. Which is 0.2 meter into 0.2. Right? If you just feed these values in your calculator, you will get the value approximately 17 Newton meter. Got it? Right. Next, by applying Varginand's theorem, you can find the perpendicular distance, right? By applying Varginand's theorem, what it says, summation of moment about O equal to resultant into its perpendicular distance, right? Therefore R is equal to sum of moment about O divided by, this is D, divided by R. So substitute those values. So D equal to summation M, which is 17 Newton meter, 17 divided by resultant. The resultant value is 149.33. which is equal to 0.11384 meter. If you just feed this value in your calculator, you will get it 0.11384. So in terms of mm, if you have to calculate it, you will have to multiply with 1000. If you do so, you will get 113.84 mm. Got it? So next, in order to find the x and y coordinates, that is the intersection point where the resultant meets, the line of action of the intersection, the resultant intersects. So the formula is sum of moment about O equal to, if it is a vertical force, you need to feed the value of the horizontal distance, because moment is nothing but force into its perpendicular distance. Vertical force means vertical, and you need to have a horizontal distance, that is a perpendicular distance, right? So therefore x is equal to sum of moment about O divided by sum of vertical force, which is equal to, so what is the value here? Summation m is 17 divided by sum of vertical forces. Sum of vertical force is 58.26. 58.26. So which is equal to, if you just feed this value in your calculator, you will get 0.2918 meter. If you just convert this into mm, you will have to multiply with 1000, because 1 meter is equal to 1000 mm. So which can be written as 291.8 mm. Got it? This is the x distance. What about the y distance? Because this object has x distance as well as the y distance, right? So sum of moment about O equal to summation of horizontal forces into its perpendicular distance. Got it? So therefore y equal to sum of moment about O divided by sum of all horizontal forces. So now substitute the value of moment, sum of moment, which is 17 Newton. 17 divided by sum of horizontal forces. Sum of horizontal forces is 137.5. 137.5. If you just feed this value in your calculator, you will get roughly 0.1236 meter. In order to convert that into millimeter, that is mm, you will have to multiply this value. If you do so, you will get 123.6 mm. Right? Finally, I have arrived the values of resultant and its direction and the coordinates x and y. Finally, I need to show the graphical diagram of this one. So graphical representation, just observe carefully how I am going to capture it. So in the result, you will have to write all the values, that is resultant value, then direction of the resultant, then the moment value, then d value and x and y. Finally, you will have to show the graphical representation. You have to show the graphical representation. This is the object, isn't it? This is the object. This is the object. This is the line of action. So the force, right? So now this point is O, this point is A, and this point is B. Right? So as far as this diagram is concerned, the summation H was in negative value. Summation H value was in negative value, which was roughly 137.5, isn't it? So let me just wipe off here. So if you just draw a value, this is positive direction, this is positive direction, this is negative, and this is negative direction. If the summation H value is in negative, it will lie here, and the summation positive value, summation B is positive value, therefore it lies in the second quadrant. So the resultant will act here in this direction, in this direction. So naturally the resultant will act in this way only. So if I draw in this direction. This is resultant. This is resultant. And its perpendicular distance could be D, which is D. Its perpendicular distance, which is 113.84 mm. Got it? And its x direction distance should be x distance 0.2918 from the point O. So this could be x. X value is 291.88 mm approximately. Right? And what about its y distance? The y distance could be y is equal to 123.6 mm from the point O, which is 123.6 mm. Got it? So you have to be very careful while solving such kind of problems, because if you do any error or any mistake or encounter any mistake, you end up in getting all the wrong answers. Hope you have all understood how to solve such problems by using Varginan's theorem. So first you will have to calculate the resultant, then its direction, and to find the location of the resultant, you will have to find the moment value, then its perpendicular distance. Then in order to find the location of the resultant in x-axis and y-axis, you will have to find the values of x and y. Right? Hope you have all understood this. Thank you.